Alright, so if you look right here, it says Amy and Susie, right there. Amy and Susie is going to design a rectangular poster to advertise for their garage sale. It says Amy's poster will have a length of 2 inches more than 3 times the width. The length of Susie's poster will be 4 inches less than 4 times the width. Okay, so it says write an expression to represent each girl's poster. So let's start with Amy. Okay, so we want to write an expression. Basically, let's go ahead and just write for perimeter and all that stuff. Okay, so if you need to draw a picture out here to the side for Amy, draw it. It says her length is 2 inches more than 3 times the width. Well, do we know what the width is? No. So we got x, and then we got 3x plus 2. 3 times its width more or plus 2. Okay, so Amy's would be this: 3x plus 2 plus 3x plus 2 plus x plus x. That's our perimeter. Remember, add up all your sides. Okay, so 3x plus 3x plus 1x plus 1x. 8x. Then you got 2 plus 2. 4. Okay, so there's that. So now if we look at Susie's. Okay, hers is, her length is 4 inches less than 4 times its width. So we don't know the width, but we got 4x minus 2. Or so 4x minus 4. Sorry. So we got 4x minus 4 plus 4x minus 4 plus x plus x. So I got 4x plus 4x plus x plus x. 10x. Negative 4 minus 4? Negative 8. Perfect. Okay, so there's our perimeters. There's our expressions. Expression just means like equation, basically. Alright, so it says if the perimeters are equal. So let's take our perimeters. 8x plus 4 equals 10x minus 8. What would be the width of each card, or what would the width of each card be? So this is where we draw our line. What do I do from here? Subtract 10x. Perfect. So I get negative 2x plus 4 equals a negative 8. Now what? Subtract 4. So I got negative 2x equals negative 12. Divide by negative 2. And you get x equals 6. Perfect. So is that my width? So if I took that and plugged it into this right here, would that stay the same or would it change? It stays the same. So here's your width. So your width equals 6. Okay, number 3. It says if A equals 3B minus 4 parentheses B plus 2, what is the value of X? That's actually supposed to be what is the value of B when A is negative 18. So let's go ahead and plug that negative 18 into the A right there. And then we simplify this right side. So if you look, I'm going to do this first. The claw. So I got 3B. Now what's negative 4 times B? Negative 4B. What's negative 4 times 2? Negative 8. Now I can combine some stuff right here, right there. At 3B minus 4B, so I have this. Negative 18 equals negative 1B, right? Minus 8. Now what? You want me to take a mirror image of this so it looks normal? Yes, no? Okay, so remember, if you take a mirror image, take all this, move it over, move this over. So you got negative 1b minus 8 equals negative 18. So it looks like that. Now what do you do? Add 8 to each side. So you get negative 1b equals... Okay, so negative 1b equals negative 10. Divide by negative 1. b equals 10. Perfect. Okay, so remember, if you need to make a mirror image of it, make a mirror image of it. Okay, circle everything on the right, move to the left, move whatever's to the left to the right. I mean, you'll be just fine. Okay? Alright, number 4. Okay, so it says if y equals negative 2x plus 3 minus parentheses 2x plus 4, what is the value of x when y is negative 9? So I'm going to plug this negative 9 into that y. And then obviously I'm going to write down negative 2x plus 3 because you can't do anything with it yet. Now I'm going to put a 1 in between that negative and that parentheses and draw my claw. So what's negative 1 times 2x? Negative 2x. What's negative 1 times 4? Negative 4. Now let's combine stuff. Negative 2 minus 2. No. Negative 4. Then I got 3 minus 4. Be negative 1, right? Okay? So now if I need to take a mirror image of it. So I got negative 4x minus 1 equals negative 9. Now what? Add 1. So I get negative 4x equals negative 8. Now what? Divide by negative 4. And I get x equals 2. Perfect. Okay, number 5, inequalities. Okay, now remember, for inequalities, if it's less than or greater than, what kind of circle is it on the number line? Open. Less than or equal to or greater than or equal to? Close. Keep that in mind. You're going to have to know that for the test. Okay, so let's start. Draw your claw. So negative 5 times 2x? Negative 10x. Negative 5 times 3? Perfect. Minus 4x is greater than 27. So I'm going to combine those two. So that gives me negative 14x minus 15 is greater than 27. Now what? Add 15, just like you normally work stuff out. So I get negative 14x is greater than 42. Now what? Divide by negative 14 and you get x, and then what's your number over here on the right going to be? What? What's 42 minus, or 42 divided by negative 14? Negative 3. Now, since that number in front of x is negative, what do I do to my sign? Flip it so it becomes less than. So if I did this on a number line, it would look like this. Open or closed? Open, which way am I shading? Left or right? Left. Pretty simple, right? Okay. Alright, let's flip the page. Or the next page, whatever. Alright, let's skip to 7. Okay, I'm going to skip 6 because I'm going to let you do that here a little bit on your own. And go to 7. Alright, so same thing, inequalities, but let's go ahead and draw our claw. Negative 2 times 2x. Negative 4x, negative 2 times negative 4. Plus 8. Less than, draw your claw over here. 2 times 6. 12, 2 times x. plus 2x. Now I got letters on both sides. So what's my first step? Subtract 2x. So I get negative 6x plus 8 is less than 12. Now what? Subtract 8. So I get negative 6x is less than 4. What do I do from here? Divide by negative 6, and I get x. Now what's 4 divided by negative 6 become? Negative 2 over 3. And do I flip my sign? Yes. So if that's the case, just do this. Negative 2 over 3. Open circle or closed? Open. Shade to the left or to the right? To the right. Okay, number 8. I'm going to let you do that here in a little bit. Okay, let's go to number 9. Simplifying. Okay, now if you notice, a lot of fractions. Okay, there is some fractions on the test. Now, this first one, right here, you can't do anything with, so I'm going to just write it down. 2/5 x, or 2/5 x plus 1/3 y. You don't have to do the claw because there's nothing out front. Now look at the second one. I have a negative and then a parentheses. So I'm going to put a 1 in between that negative and parentheses and draw my claw. So what's negative 1 times 1/10 x? Negative 1/10 x. What's negative 1 times negative 3/4? Positive 3/4 y. Okay, do I need to do anything with this third one? Nope, just write it down. So plus 5 over 20x plus 2y. So now you combine your x's. 2/5 minus 1/10 plus 5/20. So in your calculator, type it in like a fraction. 2/5 minus 1/10 plus 5 over 20. What do you get? What's that? 11 over 20 x. Okay, so those are done. So I'm going to mark those out so I know I've used them. Now I got 1/3 y plus 3/4 y plus 2y. What do you get from there? You get what? 37 over 20. Oh, over 12, sorry. 37 over 12. Okay, good. And so there's simplified. You can't go any further because they're two different letters now. Okay, so you'll do 10 here in a little bit. Okay, so let's flip the page. Okay, so if you look at this top part for this next page, it says, given the following information, answers question 11 and 12. Okay, so this stuff goes for 11 and 12. It says, draw the following and label. Okay, so we have a hexagon with all equal sides with a length of 4x minus 3. So a hexagon has how many sides? 6. So it kind of looks like this. And each side is 4x minus 3. A pentagon is how many sides? 5. And those sides are 2x plus 1. Then you have a square, which is 4 sides. 3x minus 5. Okay, what would be the perimeter of each shape? Now, you could do it two ways. You can add up all the sides, but they said that each of these side lengths are the same all the way around, right? So like this 4x minus 3, that goes all the way around, right? So how many sides does a hexagon have? 6. So what if I just multiplied it times 6 instead of adding it all out? Okay, so this is for the hexagon. So draw your claw. What's 6 times 4x? 24x, and then 6 times negative 3? Negative 18. That's for the hexagon. Okay, so now for the pentagon, multiply it by 5. So you got 5 times 2x, 10x. 5 times 1, 5. And then for the square, you got 4 times 3x minus 5. So what's 4 times 3x? 12x. What's 4 times negative 5? Negative 20, and that's for the square. Okay, then it says what would be the sum of the perimeters of all three shapes. So if we took all three of these right here and just added them together. So what's 24x plus 10x? 34x plus 12x. 30. Alright, so 24 plus 10 is 34 plus 12 is 46x. Okay, so then you got negative 18 plus 5 minus 20. Negative what? Negative 33. And there's your sum of all three shapes. Okay, so far so good? Okay, let's move on. Okay, remember we are, okay, 13, it says rectangle ABCD. So remember, if you do not have a picture, draw it. Has a length represented by the expression 5x minus 3. And a width of 2x plus 7. Rectangle JKLM has a length represented by 4x minus 5. And a width of 4x plus 1. What expression can be used to represent the sum of the perimeters of both rectangles? So if I add up all my sides here on this first one, 5x plus 5x plus 2x plus 2x, 14x, negative 3 minus 3 plus 7 plus 7, plus 8. Okay, then I do the same thing over here. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Good. 1 minus 5 plus 1 minus 5. Negative 8. Now it says what is the sum of the perimeters? So we take each of these and add them together. So 14 plus 16. 30x. And then 8 minus 8. 0, so it's just 30x, right? Okay. Good. Remember we talked about omitting these, so we marked out 14 and 15. Okay, so it says use the following to answer 16 and 17. Terry is starting a babysitting service to make some extra money. She plans on charging a base fee of $10 plus $7 per hour. Lulu already has a babysitting service and she charges $8 plus $8 per hour. Okay, so ultimately, remember, we want these to look like this. Y equals mx plus b. So let's start with Terry. So we're going to write y equals. Now how am I going to write this equation right here? 10 plus $7 per hour. 10 plus 7x, but I want it to look like this. 7x plus 10. There you go. Good. Alright, so now if we do Lulu, y equals, how am I going to write this?
8x plus 8.
There you go, 8x plus 8. Perfect. Okay, so now it says how many hours would Lulu have to babysit to be better deal than Terry? So just pick a number. Pick a number of hours. Now pick a reasonable. I mean, not like 50 hours. Okay, that's like a whole week.
9.
Okay, let's pick 9. So let's type in, we're going to do 8 times 9 plus 8. And this is for Lulu. So how much would that be? 80. So that would be $80 she made if she babysit 9 hours. Now let's do the same thing for Terry. Okay? So what's 7 times 9 plus 10? 73. So it's awful close. Okay, we still got a little bit of a gap. So 9 looks good. 9 is more. If she works 9 or she babysits 9 hours, she's obviously going to make more than Terry. Well, let's go ahead and try 8 just to play it safe. 8 times 8 plus 8, 72. 7 times 8 plus 10, 66. So you see how we're getting closer and closer and closer? Now obviously you're going to have answer choices for a question like this. Does that make sense? So you can actually take the answer choice numbers and plug those in and see if they make sense, right? Okay, good. Alright, let's go to 18. Alright, now it says use the poster below to answer the following question. If Carlos saved $3 from his allowance to spend at JoJo's Arcade, how many games could he play? Okay, so it's at the bottom of the page and then JoJo's Arcade is on the next page. So it says if he saved $3, so he has $3 in his allowance to spend, how many games could he play? So think about it. He has $3, so we're going to say $3 equals $3. Okay, so if you look at JoJo's Arcade, it says first game free. 50 cents after the first game. So it's .50 per game. Right? But then the first game's free, so am I going to put +1 or -1? -1, perfect. Then, add 1. So I get .50, x equals 4. Divide by .50, and x equals 8. So he can play 8 games with that $3. Okay? Keep that in mind because I think you got that same poster on the test. Okay, number 19 and number 20. We understand how to move the letter from the left to the right, correct? Yes? Okay, 24 or 21 is the same way. You distribute 1/4 to the 12x minus 8, move your letter. Okay, let's flip the page, go to 23. Or 22, sorry. Okay, this one's simplify. You draw your claw on all this stuff, simplify what goes together. Right? Okay, 23 and 24, mark out. Okay, 25 and 26. These are kind of word problem is inequality. So it says 12. Now, when it says inequality, more than means this right here. That sign. So 12 more than 3 times a number. So we'll say, oh, so sorry. More than is supposed to be plus. 12 plus 3x is greater than, so that's where you get that sign. 7 less than twice the number, so 2x minus 7. Remember, less than is a flip word. So you have to flip everything over here. So then if it says graph the solution, you would know how to move the letter, right? Yes? Okay, so let's look at 26. 5 less than twice the number. Remember, less than is a flip word. So it's 2x minus 5 is less than or equal to. So this is right here. 4 more than 5 times the number. So 4 plus 5x. You would know how to move the letter, right? Okay? 27 is very similar. 28 is very similar. Okay, now in 28, don't forget to put a 1 in between this negative and parentheses right there, and then draw your claw, and then you move your letters. 29, same way. And 30, same way. Okay? So here's what I'm going to have you do. The ones that we did not do together. Which is what numbers? Tell me the numbers. I think it was like 6.
6, 8, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27, 28, 29.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 problems. Okay, so you partner up. You finish these 10 problems. Now, if you turn your test in, when you take your test tomorrow, okay, if you turn this review in completed and correct, you get extra points on your test. It's a win-win situation, right? Okay? If you don't turn it in, you just don't get the extra points. You take the grade you get on the test. If you take the test and you turn it in correct, you get what you grade on the test plus some points back. So let's say you make an 88 and you really wanted that 90. Well, if you don't turn that review in and correct, you don't get it. If you do turn the review in and it's correct, that 88 will probably go to like a 95. Got it? You can partner up and finish these 10 problems. Okay, it's no big deal. If you don't finish in class, you're going to have to finish it at home. Because you got to finish it to turn it in with your test tomorrow, right? Okay, go.